mind?
Sure.
Yeah, great stuff. So, hi guys, Michael and Julie here again on Solas Inspirational Chats. And this evening we're delighted to be chatting with Honey C. Golden, who's based in the US of A and is a wonderful, wonderful lady. I let her introduce herself, and we shall have a chat about what she was doing when she was over in Éire, and when she plans to come back. And then we'll talk about a little bit about what we do for her audience as well. Hi, Honey, how you doing?
Good. I'm doing good. Yeah, everything is going really well right now. The energy has changed. It's kind of a little smoother.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
We might all get a good night's sleep soon.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yes, exactly. I'm watching the Schumann resonance. It's up and down. It's all over the place. So, and we've been feeling it as two individuals, and a lot of our friends have been feeling it as well. And I'm sure you're the same, Honey.
Yeah, there are certain nights where it's really hard to sleep, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And then during the day, it's so hard to keep going, and then to keep telling yourself, you know, we're all ascending, but it's hard work. It can be tough. But we know that God wins.
Yeah.
I heard a mutual friend of ours wrote a poetry book that God wins. So we know that we're all moving in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And I believe
Yeah.
that's why you were over here recently. Would you like to tell viewers who didn't get the chance to meet you? My husband got the wonderful opportunity to dine with you and your husband. What were you doing over here, and when are you coming back, please?
Well, we wanted to go and see Abby, and we wanted to go and see Mark. And my husband and I hadn't had a honeymoon because of the, you know what,
Yes.
kind of stopped the world. And we got to see Antonia and Lisa and Anya. It was fantastic, and meet Abby's husband, Ian, who's wonderful. So it was really like kind of a community gathering is what it felt like. Like it felt really, really good. And I got to meet you and several other people at dinner.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really, really lovely to meet yourself and John. And in fact, I noted on the night that John was leafing through Julie's book on the Great Awakening.
The Great Awakening, yes, yes. I'm going to pop some details, and I have been researching you too. I'm going to pop some details all about you and your website and your YouTube channel. And Michael and I do have a website and some books too. So maybe some of your audience and some of our audience might be interested in purchasing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were over on the West Coast, and then you went down to Mark's new healing center and the hyperbaric oxygen chambers. Did you get to go in one of the chambers?
No, it's like they just got them blown up. I don't know exactly how they work, like how they set them up, but they were just set up. And it was just a big conversation is what we were doing there. So nobody sat in one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're definitely going to that when you come back. That will be
yeah.
session.
Yeah, I'll definitely go.
Yes, Michael and I got the chance to go to the opening, and Abby was there, and Guy was there, and Harry Rhodes, and it was amazing, and the energy was incredible. So Mark has promised to have more, and the next day Michael and I had a go in the oxygen chamber. I'm sure it's amazing. Yes, I think we look 10 years younger now.
Absolutely.
Yes, he probably looks younger, does he? Since
good. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so good for you, because we have been kind of oxygen deprived, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So fair play to Mark and Gary doing great work. Yes.
Yeah. So we do, you know, you possibly know, Honey, that we have a healing center just outside Arklow, which is about an hour south of Dublin. And the different modalities we offer double Master Reiki. I'm Usui Reiki, Julie's Teramai. So it's a combination of both and the different symbols in that.
Yes.
We
also have a Brigid healing blanket. I'll hold it up there now. So we would have a great respect for Brigid. She would be the patron saint here in Éire. I will let Michael explain why we call it Éire in a minute. But for us also, it's the rise of the divine feminine. And I know you and Abby would have a profound respect for the divine feminine too. So we would use this powerful healing blanket. I actually said we must purchase one because my own brother was really ill a few years ago, and a friend gave us this and he made a dramatic recovery. So I would believe that Brigid has tremendous healing energy here on this island. So when we offer Reiki, and actually fair play to Mark, he said it was the best Reiki session he had, and I didn't even have to pay him, honey, which is great because you know how expensive he could be. So that is what we do. And then we just have a new recent.
Yes, a piece of technology. It's called the Primer Cube. It is invented by a guy called David Lapointe. And what it does is it creates a toroidal energy field for healing using like scalar technology. And when you sit in it, you get the benefit of the healing energy from it. It uses a series of magnets which rotate at different speeds. It's quite unique in that it can be programmed so you can have it coming on at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're asleep, and running while you're asleep at different speeds, depending on how much energy you actually need at the time. And as we know, with what's going on with the Schumann resonance, there's an awful lot of energy coming in. So there are nights where we use this every night, but there are nights where we run it at a lower speed because there's so much other energy coming in as well. And the lovely thing about it is David Lapointe has given it to humanity. So even though it was originally patented, it was depatented. And people are interested, if they Google Primer Cube, you can actually download all the information and build one yourself. So that's something we will do in the future, is set up a situation where we can actually build them and give them to the community, because that's what we're here for. We're here to be of service.
Yes, absolutely. And Michael and I will be coordinators here in Éire for Connecting Consciousness, which is a spiritual organization. And we're also the ambassadors for the One Small Town, the Michael Tellinger Global Program, which is all about co-creating a better reality. So Michael and I feel we're here to be of service. When everything got locked up, a bit like your honeymoon got postponed, we decided to create this little center. It's just a healing cabin, and we call it Solas, which means light. And then we said, let's bring these healing modalities and technologies. And our favorite gadget is we have an earth tide machine, which acts as a foot spa to detox and purify your body. And my parents have tried it out, and they're in their late 80s and early 90s, and by God, it detoxed them big time. All the stuff that came out, it just comes out. It's like a foot spa, so it's all in the water. So when you come over, honey, you have to try some of these healing modalities.
Yeah, I've seen some of the water.
Oh, yes.
It's a little scary,
people.
but it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And also, you know, just in relation to the cabin, anything we offer on a gratitude donation basis, because we feel that's the way it should be going forward. You know, if there's no such thing as somebody can't afford to have a healing session, you know. So if you're well-to-do, you give a little more. If you're somebody who's living on benefits or whatever, you give a little bit less. There's no judgment and there's no attachment to it. And we believe that's very much 5D. And I know you and Mia in your recent podcast spoke about people working on a donation basis. And in fact, Mark got his influence from us. He's also doing the same thing in Boyle, where it's on a donation basis as well.
So everybody gets the opportunity to avail of healing. Yes, I do think it's the way to go. And one of the things too, Mike and I mentioned, we call Ireland Éire now, and a lot of people, especially who aren't on this island, wonder about that. But our understanding is that Ireland is Angerland, which was the name given to us by the English for hundreds of years. So we have gone back to Éire, which is the goddess Éire, the goddess of love, the goddess of sovereignty. So if we're talking about Éire, it is the same island you were visiting on your honeymoon there not so long ago, but that just explains why we call it by that name.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that changes the whole energy.
It does, absolutely, and that's what we believe. So we've spoken about ourselves. Do you want to tell people about yourself, honey, what you do, and the adventures you end up going on?
Well, I wish I remembered the names of all the towns and stuff that we went to, but I'm an energy healer, and I'm also kind of I don't know what you would call it, but I can predict a lot of things. So I can kind of be zoomed out and actually see a lot because I talk to my higher self, and that's who tells me what's going on. So that's been going on for quite a while, and I have a YouTube channel and I talk about that. And I do a lot of healing. So, but most of it is basically groups at this point. but it's really good and I just love it, really.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
we
fantastic.
watched some of your stuff, as I said, with
Yes.
Abby, and Abby be a good friend. And it's amazing to see the double feminine there and the information that comes through. And you know, you work on different levels, yourself and Abby. So it's sort of it appeals to every level of a person's being, as in their soul level,
Yeah.
etheric level, physical level. It's wonderful, emotional and mental as well. So you seem to cover all the angles, you know.
It is. And I recall too that when you had dinner, Michael was telling me afterwards some of the amazing things you said to him. So I think that's a phenomenal gift. And I'd say loads of people would have so many questions for you, but we would love a little bit of, I don't know, predictions or anything that you can share, especially with regard to Éire, because there's so much upheaval and turmoil here at the moment.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of the old magic is going to come back, but more clean. So without the polarity that has been going on. So it'll be more about rejuvenation. That's what comes for Éire. Yeah. And also abundance. A lot of abundance.
Yeah, we believe, you know, Éire was there's a great book called Ireland, Land of the Pharaohs, which speaks about civilization. You know, we were part of Atlantis, so civilization sort of went from here across the world, and ended up in Egypt. And they say that the Irish helped. Well, we built most of the world, helped to build the pyramids. Yeah.
Yes.
Blank for a second.
That's all right. Yeah, it was so long ago. Yes. Yeah.
Well, and it's the gateway to the Fae.
It is. Yes.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, everybody that I talk to, that, because they would always ask, like, where am I from? Who am I? And you would say, oh, well, you're a fae, or you're a fairy, or you're an elf, or whatever. And that they all originate, or at least come through Ireland.
Yes. Yeah.
Éire.
Éire.
They come through Éire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
A lot of portals.
And just, you know, from the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago, the government we have here is obviously not who we think they are. They're gradually disappearing and are going to be replaced by real people, as opposed to people who have the interests of the people of Éire at heart.
Yeah, and then they're going to shrink.
Yeah.
So it's, at this point, they're either capitulated or acting, most of them.
Yeah.
Unless they're in a position where they just haven't found out yet.
Yeah, we believe most of them have been spoken to, and we know who they were spoken to by. There was a bit of resistance, but that resistance seems to have come away. I think when people are presented with what's been going on, it's going to be a little bit of, there will be cognitive dissonance, but I think a lot of people are going to sort of go, that explains it, you know, all the different things we have. I don't know if you're aware, we have a lot of stuff going on about the media, the main television radio station here in Éire, Radio Television. There's a lot that's come out over the last couple of weeks, and while it may appear as a smokescreen for other stuff going on in the background, which I believe is the case, they're still dealing with the media. And we were told media would be one of the last things to go. So it looks like we're heading in towards the golden age at this stage, you know. Would you agree?
Yeah, we definitely are. We're in for a few years that are going to be kind of rocky. But those rocky years will have the abundance, and we'll be creating the new at the same time. So it's not going to be like the rockiness we've experienced so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That just sounds so exciting and so promising. Thank you so much, honey.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, what's coming up for you now in the next couple of weeks? I know you're doing something with Abby. If you want to tell people about that.
Yes.
Yeah. So Abby and I are meeting the divine within, basically. So we're bringing that forward for people so that they can ascend without the baggage.
Okay.
And it's about the crystalline body, and the crystalline body like integrating completely, but also letting go of so much that we've been carrying around. And that helps things come in faster.
Very good. Yeah.
That sounds great. Well, please put some details underneath too, so people can check out about that. And
I'll send you the link.
Wonderful. Great.
And any plans for any travel, or are you going to stay put for the moment?
Well, I think we're going to go to the coast, the west coast of the US soon. I would like to come back to Ireland or to Éire in probably next year. I don't know, maybe spring.
Super.
It just kind of depends. And I would love to do something over there for people. I think the new thing is going to be meeting in person, that people start to come together in person.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would be wonderful. Yeah, well, we'll definitely see you then in spring. That would be great.
Yeah, it'll be great.
It'll be wonderful to meet you in person.
Yes,
and thank you so much for taking the time. I know the time difference is so different, but we're so grateful you could join us this evening. And I'm going to pop this up on YouTube straight away, because there will be a lot of people here who will want to listen to those predictions and hear what you had to say this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Oh yes, we have to teach you some.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you're very welcome. And regards to John, and she will talk to you shortly. It'd be great. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
Thanks, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you.